Hey, what's happening? Ted with Nomad Trading. Let's talk about what's moving in the market right now and what people are actually day trading. Where are the traders at? Seems like the most common question I get is about scanners and whatnot. So if I jump in and go live, anybody who sees this, you can watch the stocks that everybody's trading for the last few hours of the day. The top one I would say is CETX. Let's look and see. 148, almost 150 million shares traded today. That is insane. So it's pretty crowded. It has offered a few opportunities. I took it right here for it had right out of the open, popped up right here. Couldn't break 275 and then faded back, even went below VWAP. Not something I like to see. This thing has kind of scared me, and I would be a little bit scared going into the afternoon, but you never know when you got 150 million shares traded. I mean, the thing could do anything, but it's a little scary to me because it seems to drop and pull back more than I would like, and overall it's gone pretty sideways from the time it opened until now. Basically, it's actually gone almost completely sideways if you look where it's at now. But anyway, it did offer a couple of opportunities. I took a trade as it broke 275 in the open. It tested that and then faded, like I said. When it came back through VWAP, could have took that trade. I did not. I waited till it got all the way up here, and then it had already gone from red to green on the day and then was breaking past the high of day, so I took the trade at 275. And then it came down. I mean, I was watching it, holding it, hoping that if it had the strength to go red to green, that it would continue going with the volume it had, that it might go and push over $3. But it ended up pulling right back and pulling back a little farther than I would have liked. So I ended up stopping out for just a small gain of like, I don't even know, $10 or $20 or something. Not much of anything worth talking about. And I did not take the trade as it came back up because, like I said, it just seems like it's heavy. That's a term that I've heard other people use, and it's kind of funny because when you're watching it and the more experience you get, the more you see things like that, watching the level 2, and you just see that it feels heavy. Whenever it gets up there to those high a day levels, it just seems like it's has a really hard time pushing higher. And even though it'll jump up and have a nice jump up, it right away will sell back down. So it's to me, a heavy stock that is a little bit more risky. Not exactly what I'd like to see to try to hold it for a while on a breakout. Part of it could be the daily chart, because if you look back over here, this is the daily chart, 100-day range. So back over here less than 100 days ago, it did have some really big, crazy days going from the 120 area to a high of 331 on this day. So it's had a few crazy days, and maybe there could be people that are still holding that have been holding through, all this time, waiting for it to come up, that are selling into it, or also just short sellers piling in when it gets to those levels. Because if you look at 275 where it got rejected this morning, that was the high of day on day one where the bigger volume was over here, 275. So it's no surprise it got rejected there. And then if we look where it got topped out today, eventually it did get up there to that 319 area. And if you look over here, that's where the top of the red candle is here, where this stock opened on this day was the same area. So that's where we talk about the stock market being predictable. It's not just gambling, not just throwing darts at a board. There are key levels and things that can help you predict where the stock might stop if you're looking to get out for profit targets, or places that you don't want to be buying right into the top of that where it could be slowing down with momentum. Anyway, it's a stock to watch the rest of the day, just because, to me, the chart is not that exciting at this point. Pretty sideways, and right now testing VWAP. Could break that and fade right back down, but it is up on news and it has traded almost 150 million shares in volume. So you never know what could happen. Definitely one to watch into the afternoon. Another one I've been watching, and a lot of people have been, is DGLY. It also, just in the last hour or two, has kind of faded. It didn't have the strength to get back up and retest the highs, ended up fading. So not as exciting, but if it can pop back up here somehow and break VWAP again, it could present some trades. It's traded almost 77 million shares there. It actually just broke while I'm talking, 77 million shares of volume on the day. So it's another super high volume stock that day traders are definitely rotating the float on. Right now, as we speak, it's having a nice big green candle and popping up. So maybe it'll show some strength into the end of the day. Another one, WRTC. This one's not really exciting on the chart, other than the fact that it's up 22% on the day, and it's got a pretty good range. If you bought the VWAP break here, for instance, and just held it for a minute or two, you could take it for 20 or 30 cents. So interesting, but nowhere near the volume. It's not as exciting as the other ones. It's only traded less than 5 million shares. AESE was another. It's probably actually number 3, I would guess. Let's jump over here actually and look. Let me bring. Here is a scanner that you guys can all use that's free, called FinViz. If you go to FinViz, it's a free scanner. So you can just jump over there, click top gainers right here in the signal area, and then you can toggle it if you want to by all these different parameters. But if you just put it on top gainers, you'll see what is the percent gainers in the overall market. CETX number 1, DGLY number 2, and just as suspected, AESE is number 3. I figured it was right up there, not too far from the top. So number 3 with it's traded almost 64 million shares of volume on here. I'm sure it's more than that if we look at the actual live trading, but get that out of the way. But just a fun tool for you guys. It's free. You can use FinViz. Help you find the top gainers. AESE, it's kind of looking similar to DGLY. Faded and could not hold above VWAP. Broke VWAP, pulled back through, broke it again, but now starting to maybe curl. Just something to keep on the watch. These are just the typical stocks that everybody is day trading right now. The ones that everybody's watching, everybody's trading with the crazy volume, that are up big on the day. This one up 85%. CETX up 186% as of right now. DGLY up almost 100% at 97% as of right now. So these are the ones everybody's trading, the hot stocks, so they're the ones that you really want to be watching. Of course, you want to watch your scanners and things to see if something new pops up going into the afternoon. Watch out trading at this time. This is when volume is lower, around lunchtime, midday. Volume's lower. You can get caught with your pants down. Stocks tend to drop a little more this time of day and pick up into power hour. So we got about an hour and 13 minutes until power hour. But you never know. I've seen, especially recently, there's been several stocks that have run through midday. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But those are the stocks you're going to be wanting to watch for sure into the afternoon to see if they present some opportunities. Make sure you don't chase. Make sure you're not trying to catch a falling knife, as they say, if one of these stocks starts dropping big into the afternoon. Make sure you trade scared. Be very careful. And hopefully you guys all make some money. That's all I got for right now. Take care. Have a great day. Peace.